Mac Redding coming to you live from Hong Kong for Rise Hong Kong 2018, and we're here with Yanari.
That's correct.
Awesome. How are you doing today?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, doing well. It's got a great buzz here in Hong Kong and Rise. How are you finding this morning?
It's amazing. It's very busy. I had not expected this many people, and everyone's truly interested. So it's a great conference.
Yeah. And have you been to a Rise conference before?
First time at a Rise conference. I did go to some other big conferences earlier on in the year, but no, it's very good to be here.
Great stuff. And so let's get straight into it. What is BlueMeg?
So we are a traditional corporate services provider, but the difference being that we do away with all the paperwork and we make everything digital. So basically we allow owners of businesses, directors of businesses to have a complete digital corporate governance process. No more paperwork, no more wet signatures, everything electronic.
Yep. Okay, cool. So digitalizing the bureaucratic side of things and
correct.
And making it easier for the organization to flow and run?
Correct, and communicating with stakeholders, with shareholders, with other directors, and ultimately giving back ownership to the founders of the company and allowing them to then quickly use that information and share with other services providers such as banks or accountants or law firms.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And so what came about? How did BlueMeg came about?
Well, really, we're a group of professionals who've been in finance, in fintech, for already a number of years, long time, and we saw that there's this friction where people, they're constantly faced with paperwork, with wet signatures, and in the 21st century, we didn't understand why nobody's tackling that, and that's what we're doing.
Okay, cool. And what were you doing before BlueMeg? Like, so your background's finance.
Correct.
So were you working in Hong Kong in the finance industry?
No, I'm based in Singapore originally, or still actually. I came to Singapore about 12 years ago in banking, and before that I used to live in London, and I started my career in the Netherlands.
Okay, cool. And so what were you doing? Take us back. Tell us a little bit about your travels and your journey.
All right, well, I started in the very traditional finance, financial markets, foreign exchange rates. Obviously, that we got the whole credit crisis in 2008, and I saw that banking was it not only losing its glance, but it wasn't doing what it needed to be doing. So in 2011, 2012, I got interested in fintech. I moved into fintech, and that's basically what got me here today.
Okay, cool. So you've sort of didn't like where it was heading and sort of saw the tech space as something that needs to be tackled? And
yeah, absolutely. Traditional banking or traditional financial markets, I think it's not allowing users and clients to do what they need to do and to actively engage with the economy and with the global landscape, so to speak. And I think with fintech, with decentralized technologies that we're using today, we can do a whole lot more.
Yeah. And what's some of the exciting things specifically in Hong Kong that will help benefit BlueMeg?
Well, I think Hong Kong as an environment is extremely entrepreneurial, right? There's a lot of people coming here. There's a lot happening in Hong Kong with foreigners setting up companies, people from mainland China coming into Hong Kong, using it as a hub for the region. It's a big international center in terms of trade, commerce, finance. So it's really, from a business perspective, something that we can engage with many clients, many facets of international business.
Yeah, and so coming from an ecosystem perspective, what's so amazing about Hong Kong?
Everyone's here. It's really from lawyers to accountants to banks to corporate services providers. Anyone that you can imagine that has an interest in the corporate space is either in Hong Kong or in Singapore. So these are two very good jurisdictions to be in. Plus it's well regulated. It's got great connections to the region and to other continents. So really an international port of call, so to speak.
International hotspot.
Correct.
A global hub.
Correct. And let's not forget, right? It's if you look at the demographics, Asia is where the growth is at the moment. So of course, I mean, London, despite Brexit, still is a very interesting city to be in. Berlin, Paris, New York, they're all great. But if you ask me, Asia is the more interesting part of the world for the next few decades.
Okay, cool. That's a cool insight. And so, leading on from that, what would be your favorite thing about Hong Kong to do other than the business side of things? What captures you in terms of things to do in Hong
Food.
Kong? Food?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the restaurant scene in Hong Kong.
Okay.
So there's a lot of good food, many different cuisines, and I mean, you're never bored. There's never a boring moment in Hong Kong.
Is it a bit of a nightlife type of scene?
As well, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you can get everything in Kowloon, here in Central. So I think that's definitely. And I mean, let's not forget nature, right?
Yeah.
The scenery is terrific as well in Hong Kong.
Yeah. Bit of a jungle-y.
Correct, and the hikes that you can make and the trekking that you can do, definitely.
And is there any other plans for you this week in terms of the conference, or are you doing anything else?
We're going to walk around, meet as many people as we can. Definitely interested in learning a lot about the other companies that are presenting and have their booths here as well. And it's really getting to know other people, getting to know other companies.
Great stuff. Well, thanks for joining us. And be sure to keep watching for more coming to you live at facebook.com/Beach City Live. And we'll catch you again. And thanks to our partners, Start Me Up Hong Kong and Invest HK. Check her out. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thanks.